What I have up here, we're going to go over this a little bit more later as well. We have more live webinar series coming up, so I wanted to make sure that you guys saw this before we got started with today's event. Just keep in mind, all you have to do is you just go on our website and you can look up our live webinar series from there, or you can contact your regional sales manager or pretty much sales@dilo.com, and your regional manager will get back to you with a link. So with that being said, today we are going to be introducing everyone to our newest location up here in Portland, Oregon. So we're going to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes tour. We're going to introduce you to our operations manager up here, Mr. Toby Probst, and a little bit of an interview, and then leave ourselves open for any questions you guys may have. So if anything, just wait till the end of the presentation, and that's where we'll start accepting questions. First and foremost, a little bit of a history of DILO as a whole. We were originally founded in 1951 in Babenhausen, Germany, which you see in the lower center picture right there. And then from there, we've expanded. We basically we have a U.S. operation going on over here. We're based out of Odessa, Florida. That's our main headquarters here. That's going to be the picture you see on the left-hand side. We also do have a location in Arizona as well, in addition to our newest one up here, which I'm presenting out of today. So we manufacture out of our German plants. And then we basically here in the States are we do sales, and we also do on and off-site services. We'll go into a little bit more detail because of the fact of what we're doing up here relates to the other two locations in the United States as well. So in Germany, we have about 300 employees. And then over here in the US, we have about 30 or so employees. We're always looking to, expand our reach as well. So we're always, looking to build the family. But we are also the market leader in SF6 and alternative gas service technologies right now. So the OEMs are working on some solutions when it comes to alternatives, and also improving the SF6 systems that they already have. And we're on the other end of that, the service side. We're always trying to keep up with them, keep up with current standards, whether it be international standards, national standards, or any kind of state-run regulations. To find out more info, always try to reach out to us. Again, sales@dilo.com. Or if you already are familiar with your regional manager, your regional sales manager, feel free to reach out to them directly to find out more info on what we can do to help you guys out. So, like I mentioned before, our regional operations manager for our new location up here is Mr. Toby Probst. We've actually prepared an interview with him that I'm going to play a little bit later on in the presentation. So basically with Toby, he's been in the area for about 4 or 5 years now. So he's got a pretty good lay of the land as far as, where our reach can be, where we need to, how we need to strengthen ourselves, where we're already looking really good. And, basically just the general feel of the area. He's pretty good. So again, you're going to learn a little bit more with the interview a little bit later. Now myself, I started with DILO in about 2011. Originally worked in the back shop in our Odessa, Florida location, and then moved up to this regional manager position where I was still based out of Florida until 2019, where we started to open the shop up, May to be exact. And then from there, I've kind of been up here for the last about decade anyways. I come up here quite regularly. So that's one of those things where it was just natural for me to expand with the company and just get over into an area where it's very easy for me to get out to you guys. So a little bit about our place. Biggest thing is the way that we can take in shipments. As you see, we have docks and we also have ground level garage space available. So that's one of those things where we're not restricted by what we can do. We have a forklift, all that fun stuff. So, definitely any way that you want to have something delivered, whether you're dropping it off, whether you're, bringing it with a semi, we have that coverage for you. Now, one thing that you may notice in the top right picture right here, I don't know if you can see my mouse or not, but there's an orange or a yellow cage. That right there is something that is unique to right now Portland General Electric, but it is an option that we have seen, pretty much really good success with so far. So we want to offer it to everybody else as well. Basically, what that is an after-hours drop-off pickup cylinder cage. So that's one of those things where as the industry starts to evolve and as demands change, we evolve with that industry. So that's something where, as far as cylinder availability, we don't want it to be limited to our operating hours. So that's something that they brought up to us, and we found a quick solution, and from there it's worked really, really well. There's a sign-in sheet, there's reporting sheets from us as far as the cylinders that are already in there. So there's no stone left unturned when it comes to the information they need for reporting and the information we need for our reporting side for inventory as well. That way we know what they're taking, what we're giving them, and everybody's happy in the relationship. So we do have some space off to the left of the door, so basically closer over here. We do have space to expand this capability. And then when it comes to storage and things, we're also looking at outside security. As it stands right now, we have really bright LED lights. We have security cameras that have already proven to be pretty good. But we're also looking to do a fenced-in area as well, just for added security for trailers and things that we can't either fit inside, or we already have a bunch of stuff inside and we need a little extra storage. So we're kind of trying to figure out where we want to go with that, the location. But we do know that security is paramount with us. So we are looking for solutions to be a little bit more secure than we already are. Now moving along, our office, nothing special, typical office, but we did want to make sure that if anybody was coming by, anybody had to wait for a piece of equipment, that you weren't just standing around or being relegated to your truck. So we do have a couch, we do have some chairs, so that way we want you to be nice and comfy and we want you to feel welcome. Big thing as well is that we do have a little bit of openness as far as the way the office is set up. On a few more slides, we're going to go over just what I mean by that. It's not just the office that we have available for you guys to come by and hang out with us at. We also have some other options as well. But first, I wanted to basically go to the back shop. That's what a lot of people are here for. So with this is actually where we started. These pictures right here, this is our original back shop space. As you can see, it doesn't look too bad right now, but big thing to keep in mind is that this used to be full of cylinders, equipment, pretty much everything that we had coming in or out was being staged in this area right here. The office is actually right next to where you see the work truck. So we were basically having to split the space. So we didn't think originally that it was going to be too bad. But as soon as people started to catch wind that DILO was up in the area, it turned into a really quick issue that presented itself as far as with storage. So we actually have expanded, but with this, this kind of gives you an idea of where we're at now. As you can see with the equipment, this is what an area we use for staging of any of our on-site jobs that we might be doing with people. This is also an area where we'd be performing a lot of work as far as maintenances, things like that. Anything that you bring to our shop to work on as far as gas carts, this is where we're going to be working on them as well. Because in this next slide, this is our newest space right here. So this actually doubled our square footage by opening the space up. We actually just got everything situated. We're still waiting on some equipment. But with this is going to be our new area for primarily gas processing and also cylinder handling. So this is going to be a very, very big step in what we're able to do here up in the Northwest. Because not only, as you see in the top left picture, we have a gas cart and some, bottles, things like that. We're also within the next month or so going to be obtaining a separator which is the machine we use to remove air, nitrogen, carbon tetrafluoride, basically non-reactive gases that normal filtration can't handle in a gas cart. We are going to be getting one of those pieces of equipment, which will basically put us right in line with what you guys are already used to out of our Arizona and Florida facilities when it comes to gas processing. So this is going to be a really, really big improvement for how we're able to help people in the area. So definitely, keep in touch with me. We'll probably be doing another press release to let you guys know that we are fully operational when it comes to that. But I at least wanted to show you the space to let you know that, we have a lot of room to work with now. We have some dedicated storage that's going to be coming to us, which is going to make processing even faster instead of it being a one-for-one type deal where it has to come out of your cylinders in order to go back into your cylinders. We're going to have, as we're planning, plenty of residual gas ready to go for you. So all we have to do is document how much gas came in. And then that way, it's a really quick 1 or 2 day process on average for us to be able to get those bottles right back out to you. So definitely be mindful. We're always open to feedback as far as what's going to work for your company, for your teams. And we're pretty flexible as far as what we're able to do to help you guys out. So as you saw with that one, after hours bottle cage that we had out front. So one of the extra things that we have going on as well, and I was going to mention it with the showing you the original shop space, but I figured it'd be better to mention it right now. So this is actually a conference room that we can also use for any kind of training events. So I know that there's currently COVID restrictions still in place in a lot of different companies, a lot of areas. So we're kind of keeping ourselves open to interpretation as far as how your company may want to approach this. But our original intent for this room was to help augment any kind of hands-on training that we might be doing at our facility up here. So this is something where we can talk about, basic fundamentals of SF6 before moving over to the shop. So it's one of those things where we want to try to keep the audience a little low. The space is not exactly the biggest. So 4 to 6 people tops is going to be ideal. But we also have room to expand as well, because in that old shop space, we're also going to be doing, within the next few weeks, we're going to have ourselves open and ready for any kind of virtual trainings or virtual demos. So the pictures you see to the sides of that conference room, these are actually pictures that we took during our seminar last year, where we did breakout sessions for a variety of different topics when it comes to gas service equipment, and also any kind of online or virtual management that we offer. So what if you guys were a part of that seminar, what you guys saw there is going to be something that we can actually now do here. So not only are we going to have coverage, because we also have this set up. This was all filmed and these photos were taken in Florida at our facility in Odessa. Everything that they have the capability of doing on the East Coast, we should have that same capability here on the West Coast. So that way we have a lot of time zones covered, and that way we have a lot more flexibility with people's schedules. So be mindful, again, in the next few weeks, we're going to have open availability to be able to do virtual events with you that are going to be far more in depth than me just talking at you through a Microsoft Teams meeting. So, again, something that we're very flexible with, but we have a lot of demo equipment. We have a lot of field equipment that our DILO Direct group it needs. So these are all things that are available for you to see, whether it's hands-on training of equipment that you already own, or it's things that you want to see before you buy, just to get a good feel of what it is and how it's going to integrate into your current systems and setups. That's something that we now are going to have that capability of doing for you. So that's something that I'll be managing myself. So definitely get a hold of me. And then that way, we can get you set up and we can get something figured out. So if anything, big thing to keep in mind here is that the way that we can schedule this is not just through contacting myself, because sometimes I might be traveling and you want to get something set up a little sooner than I'm able to get to my computer to help out with. We now have an online platform to help out as well. So this is going to be something hosted through an app called Calendly, but it's on our website where you can actually set up virtual trainings, virtual meetings, and this is going to be a way that we can manage our schedules a little better. So as you see right here on the left-hand side with this screen capture, it lets you select the date and then from there the time. And basically, we give you a little bit of a rundown of what we hope to get from you for information as far as how you want to set that up. So again, you don't even have to get a hold of me initially. You can go onto our website, DILO.com, and you can actually schedule a potential upcoming training or a meeting with me. And then from there, we can kind of work a little bit more in a schedule. That way, you're able to cross something off your list before I can get back to you. Now, this doesn't just apply to setting stuff up with myself. So like I mentioned with Toby, he's our operations manager for DILO Direct up here, which is our service group. And it's not just on-site services, it's also off-site services as well. And a lot of these types of jobs are going to require you to fill out an RMA for us as well. So you used to have to get a hold of your regional sales manager. And from there, we'd send you over an RMA, you'd send it back to us, and then we'd go through after sales to complete the order and get everything set up. Now you can actually, again, go on our website and we have a virtual RMA that you can go and fill out. And that way, if you know that you have an analyzer coming up for calibration, you know that maintenance is coming up due, you don't have to sit there and wait and exchange a few different emails with us to get the ball rolling. You can go on our website, you can click on the RMA, and then from there you can fill it out and we will get that response and we can already start moving on our end and then get back to you with an estimate. And then from there, that's where after sales will pick up and we'll get everything scheduled. So again, it's not just a matter of you getting a hold of me, getting something set up with me as far as for training or for any kind of a meeting. We now also have the RMA available for you that you don't have to sit there and exchange emails, especially if you're in a hurry. This is going to help out a lot. So with this being said, I want you to get to know Toby a little bit more, and I figured what better way than to actually sit down and hear it straight from the man's mouth himself. So we got about a 3.5-minute interview that we sat down and we got recorded. So have a look.
My name is Tobias Probst. I'm the Regional Operations Manager for DILO Direct in the Northwest. I'm based out of our facility in Portland, Oregon. I've been with the company for about 4 years. I started as a field service technician, traveling all over the US and Canada, performing gas handling services for our customers. From there, I moved into a sales apprenticeship role, working out of the sales office in Odessa. And then I did a brief internship at the factory in Germany. And from there, I took on a role as the regional operations manager here in Portland. So now I oversee the facility here, our gas handling of cylinders and gas being shipped in and out of the facility, as well as any field service work based in this region. So DILO and DILO Direct are always looking for ways to better serve our customers. We saw an opportunity here in the Northwest, since we already had some existing gas and service contracts, to be able to reduce those lead times and be able to better serve the customers in this region. So what sets DILO Direct apart is that we focus primarily on SF6 gas as well as SF6 alternatives. This means that we understand the intricacies of working with this gas, from reporting SF6 at the state and federal level, as well as just the proper gas handling and industry best practices. While our technicians are on site, we will provide testing of the gas before and after any work is performed. The amount of gas that is filled or recovered from the breaker will be recorded afterwards, and test results will be provided within 48 hours of job completion. Our customers choose to use DILO Direct so they don't have to deal with the hassle of training, periodic maintenance, or the risk of emitting SF6 into the atmosphere, which could lead to massive federal or state level fines. So the customer will start by filling out an RMA. This will allow us to be able to track the shipment in and out of our facility. You can complete it on our website at DILO.com. From there, you can arrange to have the cylinder shipped to our facility, or we can arrange to have the cylinders picked up and brought to our facility. Once the cylinders arrive here, we'll begin a check-in process. So we'll weigh the cylinders to account for how much gas is inside of them, and then also test them for their purity, moisture, and SO2 levels. Once the cylinders have been checked in, we will run them through our separating process, which will remove any impurities from the gas and basically just relieve the gas at 99% purity, less than 100 parts per million of moisture, and obviously no SO2. Once the gas has been moved back into your cylinders and then shipped back to the customer. Yes, if our customers are local to one of our facilities, they can definitely drop the cylinders off themselves. We only ask that they complete an RMA prior to doing so, so that way we can track the shipments and be able to track the cylinders and know what customer they're associated with.
All right. So with that, again, live webinar series coming up. These are things that we want to keep doing. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to let either your RSM know or just hit us up at sales@dilo.com. We're always looking for content to be able to share and spread because it's, the knowledge that we share is really what helps the industry grow. So we have coming up emergency byproduct cleanup services. And we also have a multi-analyzer demo as well. So again, if there's anything else that you guys think would be valuable for other people to see, or things that you just want to see yourself that we haven't already covered in our webinar series, we're more than happy to work with you and to get that feedback. So if anything, at this point, I'm going to leave ourselves open for any kind of questions that you may have. I believe our DILO info is going to be monitoring the chat. I will also be looking as well. And then if you guys do have any questions, you can either raise your hand, we'll unmute you, or you can type it out in the chat and we'll answer. All right. Well, doesn't sound like anybody has any question. They have any questions left. So I'll just leave you with, the old adage that with the way that the industry is going and how we want our products to be used out in the field and how we want to evolve as a company, we just simply ask that please don't be a gas hole. So thank you guys very much. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out, sales@dilo.com or your RSM, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of your morning to work with us here. So I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.